What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Recovering Meth podcast. My name is Kendall Key, and I am the creator of recoveringmeth.com. So today, I am 307 days clean, and I am very excited and proud of that. So today's episode, I definitely do want to recap on my experience being on the road of recovery. And I got a lot of exciting things that are happening in my life right now and where I'm at as a person. So 308 days ago, I was walking down 27th Avenue around midnight with absolutely nowhere to go. I had on my backpack full of crap, typical tweaker stuff. Absolutely nothing useful in there. I was using crutches to walk because my feet were beyond swollen. I was hungry, exhausted, and alone. The worst part was knowing I did not have any meth. I did not have any drugs on me. At that time, that was the ultimate defeat. Think about it. Not to have drugs, that's the ultimate defeat. Really? It wasn't that I was homeless, hopeless, and penniless. It was the fact that I did not have any meth on me. That today it's mind-blowing. I remember the first meeting room I went into, Recovery and Beyond in Mesa, also known as R&B. I remember sitting there as if I was trying to appear like I had my shit together. And I was listening to others share and, just getting... It was my first meeting room that I had been into. So I was just sitting there trying to hold my composure. And yeah, it was just that false image of myself trying to believe that I was better off than anyone else in that room. Then my defibrillator started beeping for the first time. My battery was low. Talk about a rude awakening. There I am trying to put on this facade of myself, thinking okay, I'm not as bad as anyone else here. I have my crap together, and my defibrillator goes off, reminding me that I am defeated. I am, I am broken. And I'll always remember that because that literally was my first experience being inside a meeting room. And I'm just so thankful that I was able to be a part of that. The first 30 days of being in recovery and being inside a residential treatment facility came with anxiety, most of which were tied to cravings. Luckily, I had a good friend that would listen as I expressed what I was feeling during those particular moments. I remember I would pace just back and forth, and I would be telling my homie Chris, yo, I have this craving right now, and it felt almost like the bubble guts. It felt like butterflies in my stomach, but they turned demonic and they're like bats in there, something like that. It just felt so uncomfortable, and my palms would be sweaty. Sometimes I'd be sweating from my head, and it was just a very uncomfortable feeling. And come to find that those cravings typically only last 5 minutes. So all I had to do was make it to that 6th minute and everything would be fine. It definitely did help expressing how I felt to someone else And, luckily they were a good support to where they, kind of talked with me and be like, hey, you know what? If you got to pace, like whatever you got to do, just as long as I wasn't using, then everything was going to be okay by minute 6. The first time I shared in a meeting took me by surprise, actually. First off, I stood up. As my experience poured from my mouth, I began walking the room. I held my defibrillator up for everyone to admit my defeat. My strength made itself known at that moment and literally left everyone there with hope. Most of all, myself, because I think it was just admitting that defeat and sitting inside that meeting room and not having a false image of myself, thinking that I was better off than anyone in that room. That really, is something that I needed to do, was just to admit that defeat and the powerlessness. And I believe I did that at that moment. 307 days is a long time, and I've grown so much. This is the longest I've been clean and sober since the age of 13. It's like that's 17 years of running and gunning. In 2 days, this is the exciting part, just because, there's, like I said, I do have some exciting news. So in 2 days, I will be discharging from the Richlin program and moving into my own apartment. Thank you. That alone is amazing. Before I entered treatment, I was living in a storage unit in the back of a small apartment complex in an alleyway with my best friend, Alex. And, I'm just so thankful that I have him in my life. Yes, we did use a lot, but we looked out for one another. We really did genuinely care about each other. And, he's just an amazing person that taught me a lot about myself, as well as, being able to open up to another person. And, that's my best friend. He is an angel, literally. He passed away early 2019 due to pneumonia. Having experienced the loss of someone so close nearly destroyed me. I lost every ounce of myself. His father gave me a place to stay after that, which was, again, just a true blessing, because this was genuinely someone that I loved and care about. And his father, actually did allow me to stay with them, and, was a positive influence on me. He wanted me to get off on the right foot and start progressing towards, basically, he hated the drugs that we did. He hated everything about them, and I remember he would scold us sometimes about yo, y'all are single, no kids right now, you guys should be working, you don't have any, you don't got kids, so it's like you guys should be driving cars, this and that. And man, today I can see that, but at that time, no, just because of the drugs. I'll admit that I was so consumed by them that I didn't have any hope for any type of future. And that alone is a scary thought. But yes, his father gave me a place to stay, also gave me a family, since my self-exile from my family kept me away from mine. I cannot begin to explain how broken I was. I don't need to either. Today, in this moment, I know that I have grown so much, and it is just a miracle within itself. You know, like today, I know my best friend Alex is proud of me. My family and my extended family are proud of me. Most of all, I am proud of myself. I am grateful and blessed to have this opportunity to heal. I give all glory and praise to God for always being with me. I remember sitting inside that storage room recently and feeling confined. Like literally, it was something I had to do, was just like go revisit that same spot. I know in recovery we're told, don't go back to your old stomping grounds or anything like that. But for me, it was more so for closure. But I remember going back to that spot and sitting there and, feel that feeling of confinement. I was always running and running and running. And, what made it so difficult was there was absolutely nowhere to go. I'm fortunate to have gotten out of that box. Today, I know life continues without drugs. The hardest part for me was not knowing. So I ask you, how far do you honestly believe you'll get running while you're still living in that confined box? If you don't get the help you deserve, that box just may become your coffin. Again, I am so fortunate to have gotten out of that box. Today, I have a lot to look forward to, and I have a lot going on, and I'm so thankful. Again, I give all glory to God. I give all praise to Him for being with me on this journey. And I definitely do thank you so much for all of the support and love you have been showing me. Thank you. I love you all. God is amazing always.